Hey everybody, it's Kasha, and welcome back to Slime Rancher. Now, things are getting a little hectic over here on the far range because we're getting to the point where we just have so many things that we really can't handle them all. I said the last time that I wanted to get more organized and I wanted to start getting focused so that way we could just... everything's just a mess, and I really don't like it. So I actually went out. The only thing that's really changed since the last time that I saw you guys was I went out and I got ourselves a ton more honey slimes. I did find, I don't know how many, but we found plenty more. Well, maybe not plenty more, but we found ourselves a bunch more rad slimes, and I've picked up a bunch of other boom slimes as well because, I mean, if we go over here, these are pretty much the most valuable ones, you know, rad, boom, and honey. Honey's a little, going for a little less right now. Of course, puddle, but, you know, gold, obviously, but we can't farm that. And these three are kind of the cheaper ones, and these are the ones that we've been using, you know, to get to the point where we are. But it's time to upgrade. It's time to kind of figure out what we want to do and figure out what slimes we want to kind of specialize in. And obviously, these are the most valuable that we can very easily farm. So the first thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to start clearing out some space and figuring out what we want to start growing and what chickens we need to start keeping, and figure out like what kind of Largos and stuff that we want to have, because obviously it is significantly better to have Largos than it is to have just regular old slimes because you get double the drops. So what we're going to need to do is look in the Slimepedia and see rad slimes like veggies and the oka-okas, boom slimes like meat and briar hens, and honey slimes like fruit and minty mangoes. So we can grow oka-oka and minty mangoes very easily, and we won't have to grow like anything else because if we get rid of all of our other slimes, that's all we'll need. And then the only thing that we'll need to have is briar hens. So we've got 3 chicken coops right now. We'll be able to clear these up and just kind of... There's a method to my madness, but the first thing that we need to do is actually start clearing out some of this space, and unfortunately that means that some of the slimes that we have now and some of the chickens that we have now, like these stony hens and these regular hens, as well as our rock tabbies and our phosphors in there, they're gonna have to go. So we're going to have to dispose of them in the most humane way possible. Go, my little ones. Be free. Goodbye, my friend. You served me well. Alright, moving on. Now, the only slimes that we have are rad, honey, we have our puddle slimes, and then our boom slimes. On a side note, I don't think I mentioned this, but I have so many boom slimes that I actually had to take them out of their corral here because they would explode so often that they were quite literally shooting themselves all over. So that was pretty much necessary at that point. Let's see. Now, one thing that I do want to find out, and this is probably a good idea to test on something that was a little less expensive, is if we were to demolish this, well, we can actually use this, so I don't think we need to demolish it. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we should attempt to demolish. We'll just demolish this one, screw it. I don't know if it gives you money back. It does not. That is extremely disappointing, and this is going to become very expensive because we're going to have quite a few things that we need to demolish. Alright, you guys, I know it's nighttime, but we've made some progress in this back area here. I've pretty much got it set up just how I want it. I mean, it's really nice that this area kind of spawns in hens, and it's got pogo fruit and carrots, which is already just great, so we'll always have those things on hand. You know, we won't have to really... I mean, you can easily find them out and about, but it's nice to have a little bit extra here. Anyway, we have our minty mango tree, which is fully upgraded in this garden. We have another minty mango, which is also in this garden, which was where the briar hens formerly were. We have removed the pond and placed some of the oka-oka, which is, of course, fully upgraded. And on this other one, we have some more oka-oka. The reason for that being is that the rad slime's favorite is oka-oka, and the honey slime's favorite is mint mango. So, we have 2 fully upgraded farms for each favorite type, which should increase our, amount of those materials. Now, I've gone ahead and I've thrown just about every single other chicken that we had inside with a few of the boom slimes, so these should be just automatically collecting. Oh, there's a little bit in there from the previous inhabitants, God rest their souls. And so I'm just kind of like, rather than casting them into the abyss, as I did with the slimes, I'm trying to gain a little bit of profit, because tearing down these things and adding new upgrades is getting to be quite expensive. We are pretty low on cash. I did also go ahead and fully upgrade both of these coops, so hopefully we should have a ready supply of briar hens. And that pretty much, from this point right here on, is just entirely food for slime. So we have literally 2 of every favorite food for the 3 types of slimes that we will be specializing in. And I went ahead and I moved our little pond over here. We have 10 puddle slimes. I don't know. I really didn't know what to do with them. But I don't want to get rid of them because, their plorts are pretty valuable and I don't have to feed them, so they're basically free. And I'm a real big fan of these guys. They're cute. They make that adorable little sound, and I like them. Why not? I can't really do anything with them, but out of all the slimes, they're probably some of my favorites, for at least the ones that aren't Largos. Now, like I said, I cleared out the cave over here, and we've got plenty of space. 3 unused and 2 that already have some corrals on there with some upgrades. Honestly, I don't really know what I want to do. What I could do is, or at least the idea that I had, was that I could take what slimes I currently have between these 3, and I could create a Largo for each type, basically. So I would have rad booms and rad honeys, and then I would have honey booms, and that pretty much occupies, that's pretty much everything. I think. I feel like I'm missing something, but, we would have, combinations of each 3 of these types as Largos. I'm really just trying to figure out the best way to go about doing that, so once I make a little bit more progress, I will bring you guys back, and I have to return this Escape E. Alright, you guys, now, these 2 corrals have been fully upgraded. They have the auto feeder, the music box to keep them calm, the plort collector, the high walls, the thing, they have everything. The only thing that they don't have is the solar shield, because it's just not necessary. I've decided that I'm going to put pretty much as many of the slimes. I might keep a few out there, but I'm going to try to keep the majority of our just money slimes in here, especially since the boom slimes and the rad slimes are extremely dangerous and there's going to be just a bunch of Largos. I'm going to see how it goes with 20 of each kind. So far, I have these 2 corrals with 20 boom slimes and 20 honey slimes, and now we're going to begin the process of creating Largos. So the first thing that we're going to create are a few of my personal favorites, which are the boom honeys, and I think you'll see why in a moment if you haven't already seen what they look like. Eat. Become beautiful. Beautiful and dangerous, that's what you will be, and that's what you will stay. I'm a really big fan of the boom honeys, or honey booms, I suppose they would be called. Man, we're getting some lag from all these explosions. We literally have so many slimes that the game is not handling it very well. They're, they basically just look like honey slimes and boom slimes, obviously, but they're like golden balls of molten explosion. I really have no way to describe them other than that. But I think they're pretty cool. They should like to eat the minty mangoes as well as the briar hens. So they will definitely be a valuable... I'm not yet actually sure if this music box helps with the boom slimes or not. Either way, now we have boom honeys, so we need boom rads. So I'll bring you guys back once we can make some of those. I haven't actually seen what the rad booms look like, and this lag is actually getting quite crazy. We seriously need to get more organized so that way it's not so bad. Either way, let's go ahead and feed. Oh, they're pretty cool. I guess it really doesn't matter how they look. They're going to be very valuable to have. Alright, our last one, it's fully upgraded with all the bits and bobs. All we have left now is to create rad honeys. We have our rad booms, we'll have our rad honeys, we have our honey booms. So basically these will be combinations of all three, and then all we gotta do is keep them stocked up on food, collect the plorts, figure out what the hell we want to do with these last few spots. Maybe we'll just kind of put something that we like in there. I'm pretty sure that honey tabbies are pretty cool looking. Or maybe we'll just kind of add some more of these. I don't really know. We also have to figure out what we want to do with our extra spaces up in the front there by our new pond. So I really don't know. For some reason, when I started doing this, I mean, it's been like an hour. I've been at this for like an hour, disposing of all the slimes, collecting everything, and let's just go ahead and create ourselves some rad honeys while we're at it. Hey, you get back in there. And, I don't know, for some reason I thought we were a little tighter on space. You know, once we started using some of these extra spaces and minimizing the amount of things that we needed, we really didn't need anywhere as much space. Man, I really can't talk today. We really didn't need anywhere near as much space as I had anticipated. I mean, there we have it. Those are the three types that I really wanted to have. Ooh, free plort. Neat. Ooh. Can't have that. Either way, I mean, that's really what we set out to do. We'll have to figure out what we want to do with those last spots. Maybe there'll be some new types of slimes coming out relatively soon. I mean, we still have our storage silos, which are pretty much empty at the moment. We'll be filling these up over time with probably food and plorts, and all of these are empty. And that entire section over there is fine. And then we've got our lovely little puddle slimes. I'll probably get some more of these guys too. Other than that, I really don't think that there's... Ooh, a new upgrade. I really don't think that there's anything else for us to do other than spend some time, figure out what we want to do with these empty spots, and wait to see what the game has to offer in another update that I have no idea when is supposed to come out. So either way, we really set out... No, man, I really can't talk. Either way, we got ourselves a little bit more organized. We minimized the amount of slimes that we had in our ranch. We got our food sitch under control. We still have a lot of corrals that are just kind of empty, which, I mean, that's a good thing. Plenty of things that we can fill up with those. But that's going to have to be it for this one. So if you liked, feel free to like, favorite, share, subscribe, and so on and so forth. And if you want to see some more Slime Rancher, I don't really think that there's anything left for me to do with the current amount of content that's out. But maybe, I don't know. I'll definitely be playing to see if there's more updates, and with all that being said, I'm Kasha, and so we go. What do I do? If she goes and hides, what do I do? I just stand here and die? Okay.
To protect yourself, press the A key. You can repair an attack with your shield, using the G key, just before being struck. If you succeed, the enemy will be